Today on CCX News, a vote on whether to ban a book. The Osseo School Board decision that was not in full agreement. The Osseo School Board decided this week to keep a controversial book on Maple Grove High School shelves. However, the vote was split 3-3. The book is a graphic memoir titled Fun Home, a family tragicomic by Allison Bechtel. It was brought to a district-level reevaluation committee for review in January. That committee voted 7-1 to retain the book, but the book was challenged again by a district parent who argued the book was not age-appropriate, saying it contains inappropriate themes of pedophilia and depictions of suicide.
This heavy subject can have potential impact on vulnerable audiences, particularly minors who do not have the proper guidance and support.
The Maple Grove senior media specialist said the book is age-appropriate. Librarian Sally Kimmis said the book is an autobiographical lived experience. Several others, including one board member, also spoke in favor of keeping the book.
This could potentially help someone by it being a book that they can identify with. For me, because this is a book that is optional in the school library, or just in a library in general, for me, that's why I'll be voting to leave the book in the library.
The 3-3 vote meant the reevaluation committee's decision stands. Senator Susan Faugh is focusing on two pieces of legislation this year that she says will help young people not only in her district, but all over the state. Reporter Shannon Slatton sat down with the senator representing Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park for this weekend's Newsmakers.
So this year is big for making sure that young people have a voice when it comes to cannabis policy. As you know, we're rolling out our cannabis next year, and that means that it's going to be retail options, all kinds of things. And so young people want to make sure that they're part of that process and that they're part of setting up what is marketed towards them. As a youth group. So one of their legislation is going to address labeling and making sure that those labeling do not target young people. Sure. They don't look like candy packages. The other one is making sure that young people are on our Cannabis Advisory Council.
All right, so this is something you've heard from youth about.
It is. So they want to have a voice when it comes to the policies. And so being on the Cannabis Advisory Council gives them that voice. So we're hoping to get 2 seats on the council that would be specifically dedicated to young people ages 18 to 25.
All right, that would be exciting. And then there's another bill that you're working on that's focusing on youth mental health and making that more accessible. Why is that important to you?
So right now we know that with our young, there's a crisis with mental health for our young people. They've been talking about it for years. And what are we doing to really make mental health more therapy and counseling more accessible to young people? So in conversations with our young people in our district and outside of our district, one thing was making sure that there's access to mental health counseling in school, where they're at every day, all day anyways. Why couldn't we get them telehealth options there?
Sure, so it will be, they'll go to school and then be able to tap into a counselor, even if there's not a counselor in the building.
Correct. So they just have to, their parents, this will be a decision between a young person and their parent, giving permission for them to be able to access telehealth, mental health services. And it's something that the staff there at the school could connect them to on an iPad or a computer to meet with an actual mental health counselor in profession and start that session in school.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens on these two. The session's just started. How are you feeling about it so far?
Well, it's crazy. We definitely know the session has started because the Capitol is filled with people, and it is really busy already, but it's good to be back.
All right.
Yeah.
Senator Susan Faugh, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
An Osseo senior high student received a prestigious award for her pottery. I had a chance to check up with her for this week's Standout Student.
Pressure's on, Joe.
In Daniel Prote's ceramics class,
Put it back, leave it centered.
art is what you make it.
My goal with just being involved as an art teacher would be to try to get as many people involved in art as we can.
Excuse me? His love of art has transferred to the students.
You never know what you can do before you do it, so I'm starting by wedging it.
Osseo senior Julia Bame is making the most of her ceramics. She's been creating since she learned from her godfather in 8th grade, and her love for the messy, creative art form has only grown since.
How like a ball of clay can come out to all this stuff, and it's just a lot of using your mind and using your abilities to create something that's really cool, and I like that.
Her favorite things to make are pictured here, things you find in nature. Now that creativity is getting national attention. She was one of 150 selected for the National K-12 Ceramic Exhibition for her strawberry pottery.
I was so surprised. I guess when I submit, I never really thought winning could come of it.
But Prody knew she had something that stuck out from the rest.
She has just flourished as an artist, and she's coming up with her own ideas rather than just doing the projects that we are in class. She's starting to expand on that, and that's a testament to her and all her hard work she's put in.
For Julia, her fire for ceramics goes back to the source. That's because she's been given a space to grow her skill.
Just always encouraged me to do my best work and the most work I could do, which I really appreciate.
In Osseo, Emily Haugen, CCX News. This year's ceramics show is in Richmond, Virginia, held in late March. Julia's pottery will be there with the best of them.